the crazy yank again. Just had an awesome day at Grayville. It was just brilliant. Check what I did to his lid. It's all in a bit of fun, as he says. I cannot believe I got away with sticking that on there and he didn't even notice. He made us put our leathers on because the temperatures dropped a few degrees. He's just like a mother hen. It's like, we must pack a snack, we must pack a drink, we must pack our leathers. I know it's 85 degrees, but the temperature could drop, you know. Actually, that's really quite wise, but don't tell him I said that. I don't want his head not to be able to fit in his helmet. He's bought enough helmets this year. I thought maybe I'd let y'all get to know us a little bit, you know, how we met and how we got together and stuff like that. Seeing as how we're all becoming this biker family. But it was about 10 or 11 years ago, back when there was a Yahoo 360. And he'd been on a couple of months doing blogs and posting his favorite music and jokes and crazy Brit wit. And I was in about February of 2007, I got on for the first time. Neither one of us was looking for anybody. We were just on killing time and checking stuff out and writing what we felt like. And I'd write some short stories and poetry and jokes, and it turns out we met, and he ended up loving the same jams I loved. He loved my blogs, I loved his blogs. And we got to talking, and then we got to emailing, and then we got to making long distance phone calls, and within a month we were like best friends ever. Within about 2 months we were so in love. After about 3 months we both decided, dude, we are soulmates. We are meant to be. We just belong. And so I applied for a passport, and then I called him and I'm like, you know what? Perhaps we better send each other pictures because we're not going to know who to meet at the airport. So we sent each other pictures, and he still wanted to see me. I still wanted to see him. And so onward and upward. I'd always been a bit of a wild child and the black sheep of my family, but I had never done anything quite so crazy as to fly across an ocean to meet somebody I'd never seen before. And I don't like heights, I hate airplanes, and I don't like deep water. So it says a lot that I flew way up high in an airplane over lots of deep water to go meet him. So got to the airport. Well, I flew into Amsterdam first, and why these people needed to go to Amsterdam, I have not a clue, because they were all totally wasted and trashed on the airplane. It was like a bloody party all the way there. I couldn't believe it. And we landed at Amsterdam, short layover, and then flew on from there to Manchester, where he took the train to meet me. And I got my bags, and everybody else got their bags, and I'd done been through customs and everything, and I was waiting in the airport for about 45 minutes to an hour, and he never showed, and and I'm like, oh my God, I am so stupid. I had just been had. I was so mad and upset and a little bit worried. And then finally I'm like, well, I dragged my bags out to outside of the airport and have a cigarette, and there was a bunch of people out there smoking, and they could see I was visibly upset. And they're like, what's wrong? And I explained the situation, and they're like, oh my God, you flew all the way over here for somebody that you never even met before? And I'm like, yeah. So I asked them if I could use their phone, and you know, just about all of them handed their phones out for me to use. And I called him, and I'm like, where the hell are you? And he had went to the wrong terminal. Of course, Manchester Airport is so bloody huge. I I could kind of see how you could get terminals turned around. And as he says, he does have a brain like a sieve, so getting the wrong one now, it kind of makes sense, but then I didn't know. So I told him, I'm like, look, I am in this terminal. You have 5 minutes to find me or I'm out of here. I really thought I was going to have to turn around and fly right back to America. But anyway, we found each other and we were immediately in each other's arms, and it was just nice. And so then we took a train back to Preston where he lived, and turns out we did belong. We were meant to be. I stayed about a month, and then I called my folks and said, you know, I'm going to stay about another month. And then I stayed a little longer. My sister called the United States Embassy in England and said, I think my sisters have been kidnapped. This is so unlike her to do this crazy stuff. And I admit it was a little over the top for me. And they called Gary, and they're like, is Anita there? And he's like, yeah, would you like to speak to her? And they're like, yes, we would, sir. So they put me on the phone. He put me on the phone, and they're like, ma'am, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah. And have you been kidnapped? And I'm like, no. Is there anyone there preventing you from being able to speak? And I'm like, no, everything's cool. My sister's just like psycho. Don't worry about it. And they're like, all right. So then I was freaking out. I thought maybe they're going to come and get me or something. But all was well. And then I was thinking, we then flew. I brought Gary back to America with me. And he just bloody loved it. And I ended up taking him to Louisiana, and we got married there, and we've just been here ever since. I thought when I went to England, everybody here is just gaga over his accent. You know, I mean, I keep expecting women to throw their panties at him all the time. And I'm like, oh my God, for serious? It doesn't have to make me gag. And I thought, hey, it's my turn. When I went to England, it's like, it's all going to be about me. No, not so much. His sister, Nancy, she commented on my accent, and I'm like, oh, really? Who do you think I sound like? And she goes, John Wayne. Yeah. Not what I wanted to hear, but oh well. It's been a fabulous day. I hate to stop riding. My son, Joe, and his wife, Hope, and their kids came over to visit last night. It was a Brill thing. It was like super stoked to see them. Love you guys to the moon and back. Thanks. Hopefully we can get out of Illinois soon, move a little bit closer to the family, and it'll be rocking. This morning, when we were getting ready to go riding, Gary was in the shower. And I went in there, I was thinking, you know what, I'm just going to do a big old load of laundry and get that in the wash, and it'll be doing while we're gone. And I remembered that I'd left the towel and the washcloth in the shower. So I reached in the shower to grab that washcloth while he was in there, and he grabbed my arm and growls. I freaked out, dropped all the laundry on the floor. I whacked him, I think, a few times with the washcloth. And I'm like, for frick's sake. So then I got to thinking, you know, a little bit of turnabout's fair play, isn't it? So, and when he was about ready to come out of the shower, I picked up the dog bowl dish, great big old metal thing. And when he came around the corner from the bathroom in just his towel, we got huge windows everywhere. I mean, you can see like 360 view with the windows. And so he came around with his towel, and he was kind of looking toward the windows. And right as he started to turn around, I smacked that dog dish as hard as I could against the wall, made a humongous noise, and hollered at him. And oh my God, his face was priceless. He dropped his towel, showed his butt to all the car. But I had a little girl squeal. It was hilarious. I'm going to be laughing about that till the end of time. But oh well, you know, all is fair in love and war, yeah? Well, that's it for today, YouTubers. Seeing as how I've got his lid, I guess I'll do the over and out bit. So, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like. Over and out. Mad Brit. I'm gonna try to pick it off before we get home. Oh, shit. Crap. He's gonna see something flapping in the wind. Got it. I don't know anything about this. God, I'm gonna have to scrape that old dot thing off of there. That looks like total crap.